Hi everybody, this is Carla. I'm the owner of Cobweb Corner Cross Stitch, and this is a channel about my online cross stitch store and my personal stitching. Welcome to FlossTube number, let's see, 48. Today is November 11th, 2020. And if you're just joining me for the first time, thank you. And welcome back to my regular viewers. I get the door closed in case my husband he works from home and his door is closed, which means he's on a meeting call, so I couldn't tell him I was making a video, so there's a good chance he'll come out and say, Carla. So we'll see what happens. Personal updates, nothing pretty much is going on. Iowa is crazy bad with COVID. So we're just staying home, and the good part is that I'm working hard on my business and got some stitchy time in, and I've been working with my machine embroidery, but really have not gone anywhere. I did have to take my mom to the doctor last Friday, and that was in Cedar Rapids. So, and then I took her home to Anamosa, and that's about the only time I've been out. It's just crazy. And of course I was glued to the TV and my phone during election week and got through that. So just ready to buckle down and stay home for a while until the numbers in Iowa start going down, which I'm hopeful will be soon. We'll get through this. And for those of you who have been asking or following along, my mom is doing much better. Last Friday they put her on a new medication, and she called me yesterday, Tuesday, and told me that since she started the medication the whole weekend and through Tuesday, that she's felt the best she's felt in 2 years. So that was fabulous news. I do worry about them. The city they live in, or the town they live in, is Anamosa. It's very small, and it is one of the hardest hit counties right now with COVID. They stay home completely now. They're not going out anywhere. They have a number of friends who have COVID, and the only thing they do is they have to occasionally get groceries like milk and stuff. They do buy more groceries. I think a lot of us do try to stock up so we don't have to go to the grocery store as often. And I've offered to get groceries for Dad, but he still wants to do it, so he's careful. He wears his mask and washes his hands and stuff like that, so I just hope for the best for them. Big news. We hit 1,000 subscribers since my last video, and I think we're at, like, right now we're at 1,004, and I know it's just a number. I know it's not a big deal, but it's exciting. And so later on in the video, I'm going to give away 10 items, one for every 1,000. So stay tuned. I've got some nice charts I think that you'll like. Stitchy mail. So I got this beautiful handmade card in the mail from, I'm just going to say, Colleen. I'm not going to give her last name because she didn't say she could, but she said, "Thank you so much for the prize of bobbins and projects that I won. I was very happy to win. I'm so excited also to see you carry so many patterns, floss, and fabric. I'm certainly planning to buy from you in the future. Supporting our small businesses is very important to me. Thank you, Colleen." I mean, you know, I've said this before, or that, you know, I think with COVID, people are starting to write handwritten notes more. We have more time at home, and it's just a much more personal way to stay in touch. And this is just a beautiful card. It's got little raised bumps on it there, and it's just, she did a great job. And these things mean a lot to me, you guys. I really appreciate when someone takes time out of their day to do something like that. That's just amazing. Stitching news. I have been stitching a little bit almost every night, sometimes only a half hour, sometimes an hour. I am currently working on Angel of Healing by Lavender and Lace, and this is where she's at. I got a lot done. So last time I was just finishing up this part right here. So I got all of this done, and this is standard DMC floss, and then I've started the wing here. Those wings are going to be big. So the rest of this part here is outlined in specialty threads that I have. I think there were some needle paints and weeks and stuff, but I kitted this up. As I mentioned on my last video, I started this about 15 years ago. I kitted it up at the time I bought it, and stopped working on it, and it's in kind of rough shape. It's very dirty, and the Q snaps were left on it, and it's got some things. But what I'm going to do, I do have some of the specialty threads and a tiny bit of Kreinik in. I'm going to finish all the DMC floss, and then I'm going to wash it, and then I'll do the specialty flosses, trying to keep it really clean, and then I'll put the beads on. I may put it away for a while once I get the DMC floss done. All that's left with DMC floss is the wings, and then I have to do 1/1 on the face. And I think maybe the hands. I don't know if I think the hands might be 1/1 too. I can't remember. But it actually, if you're want to try a bigger project, now this is a little bit complex. I've never done beads before, and it has a lot. Like all of this is beads, and then there's beads worked in, and then there's a kind of an arc that goes over her head, and so there's a ton of beads, and you know, I'll have to figure that out. But as far as stitching, lavender and lace, really, you do a lot of, sorry about that, my phone rang, and when my phone rings, my iPad picks it up and stops my video. So I apologize for that. So what I was saying was the lavender and lace designs stitch up, they're huge, they're big, but you do a lot of stitching in the same color. So this whole section, like right here and here, is all the same color yellow, and then it gets a little bit darker, and then so you have the lines going through. But you can stitch a long time in one color. The wings, there's a little bit of confetti that I'm skipping around here, and the hair took a while. But it's not a super hard pattern. It's just long, but she's going to be gorgeous. I can't wait. So that's all the cross stitch stuff that I did. But then I spent a lot of time on my machine embroidery. And if you, sorry, if you're just checking in, my husband bought me a sewing machine last year for Christmas that about 2 months ago I finally got out for the first time, and it includes the ability to machine embroider up to 4 inches by 4 inch designs. And I've gone kind of crazy. So I have, first of all, a pile of just designs I've stitched that I'm hoping to make into mug rugs. So this is an owl, and I'm not real happy with this design because the person who did the design left a lot of gaps. So if you look right here, that should be filled with thread. There's a gap here. Some things didn't line up very well. So, you know, it looks kind of good at face value, and it took, you know, forever. I don't know how many stitches there were on the machine, 16,000 or something like that. And, you know, it took me like an hour to stitch it, and the stitch quality was not as good as some of the others. So I don't know what, I'll probably use it, but that was a little bit disappointing. This is going to be a mug rug. My sole is fed with needle and thread. And then I got a set of Christmas designs in this style. Isn't that cool? It's so colorful. So the mug rugs will be, you know, they'll be folded down to like this. So kind of about a coaster size oh, like that. And then there'll be additional pattern fabric put on each side with a backing and a little bit of batting to make a just kind of an oversized coaster. Then I wanted to experiment with the variegated threads that I had. And so this was actually a feather pattern that called for a lot of different colors. And I just used one color of variegated blues just to see how it would turn out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. It was more of an experiment. So my light's a little bright. Maybe I'll turn that light away. There. So I did that one. And then this one I just love. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That'll be made into a mug rug. It's just, I just love that design. And then I also just love this one. So this is all done by the machine. I load a hoop. I put a stabilizer on the back and load it into my hoop. And then the hoop attaches to my machine. And then I buy these patterns and load them onto a USB stick and put the stick into my sewing machine and select the pattern I want to do. There are some things I can do. I can modify whether I want it stitched in the center of the hoop, up in the upper left-hand corner. I think there's some ways to change size, but I'm not quite sure how that works. I don't have a program that allows me to modify designs, like go in and you know, add something, or like a design maker, or make my own designs. So far I'm just buying pre-made designs. That one's, and that's from a set, so I have more of those to make. And then this one, I forgot to iron out my, these are my marks where I know how to load my hoop, and they're in, they'll go away when I iron it. So this is from a butterfly series that I bought. So I got those done, and what I'm doing is making a bunch on the individual pieces of fabric like that, and then I'm going to take off the embroidery part of my machine and try to make the mug rugs. So next I did some more flour sack towels. So I bought the flour sack towels on Amazon, and they're just your standard kitchen flour sack towel, and these are nice heavyweight though. And then I find the center of the bottom, and then I did this, hang on, and that's a series. It's a series of, it's called rippled, which means it's not filled stitch, so it doesn't take as many stitches, and it stitches up a little quicker. This one took me about a half an hour to stitch, and it had maybe 11 color changes. It's a series by of Christmas birds, so they're all different birds. And I'm going to make 4 of those out of the series. And then I'm going to send these to my daughter. And this is a series, it's called Elegant Cats. Oops, that's not very straight. There's that one. And hang on, sorry. And this one. And this one I made a mistake, but I'm just going to send it anyway. Actually, the pattern was wrong. The pattern didn't call for a color change on the black, so the cat's hat was actually supposed to be a lavender or a purple, but I don't care. It's going to him anyway. I'm not going to ruin a towel because of it. And the last one is that one. So I got a lot done. Oh, and I made one more snowman. So I completed a set of 4. This one's pretty wrinkled. I completed a set of 4. So I'm given sets of 4 as gifts. So that's kept me pretty busy. I've been doing my machine embroidery during the day, like late afternoon, because I'm doing it upstairs on our kitchen table, and it is very bad lighting up there. So at nighttime I come down and I cross stitch. So that's it for my stitchy news. Last week's giveaway, let's see, it's right here. Last week's giveaway was my copy of Rainbow by the Colorful Cat series by Kitty and me, and the matching needle nanny. And the winner is Amy Seniva, or Seniva, S-E-N-I-V-A. And Amy, I have left you a message on your comment from last video, and you need to email me and get me your mailing address, and I will get those out to you. Business topic for today. So the business topic for today is the post office. So I only ship with the U.S. Post Office, and I've been doing this for almost 20 years, and I have really had no problems. I mean, maybe 3 lost packages a year at the most, and most of those are really delayed packages. I've always had when I started, shipping started at $1.50, and after 20 years, shipping is only $2.50 now. And I prided myself on that, but that does not include tracking or insurance. So the last 3 years, I've offered about a $2.75 to $2.50 higher rate. That's also first class, but has tracking and insurance. And then you can also choose priority shipping for $7.95. And of course, you get free shipping without tracking and insurance at $35, but you can upgrade that to have insurance and tracking if you want. Well, I have just had a record number of customers not getting their packages, or getting them weeks later than I send them. I ship within 1 business day, almost always. I would say 99% of the time. I also 95% of the time ship on Saturdays. So weekends and holidays, and of course U.S. holidays, or post office holidays, I don't ship. So I really, really, really pride myself on getting my orders to customers quickly, and the post office is just screwing that up. I've got lost packages. I have a lost package that I put a claim on 3 months ago, and I haven't got my money back yet for it. And then this week, 3 people contacted me for packages I ordered right around October 26th. Today's November 11th, and they haven't gotten them yet. And one of them has tracking, and one of them has been sitting in the same tracking spot for 3 weeks now. Or I think hers was mailed on October 24th. So I don't know, 2.5 weeks, whatever that is, and hasn't moved. And it's a number of reasons. I think right now a lot of it was the extra mail during election time, and I think they put an emphasis on trying to get ballots out. So I think that caused some problems. And then there have been some very adverse changes to the U.S. Post Office over the last 6 months, because this really started about June, where I've started just see this increase in delayed orders. So, and then the changes they've made is eliminated or vastly reduced overtime, staffing cuts, things like that. But then there's also COVID. Lots of mail carriers are out sick, and they don't have the subs to replace them. And so it's been a real issue, and a lot of people don't choose the option to include tracking and insurance. And I've really been struggling about just increasing my shipping rate to probably start at $4 rather than $2.50, and always have tracking and insurance. And most business people, that's what they do. But people are hurting right now, and that extra $1.50, especially if you just want to buy a couple skeins of floss, who wants to pay $4 for shipping? I mean, who wants to pay $250? But you know, I got to cover my costs, and it really does cost me that much. I've got the bubble envelope. I usually have to make the package stiff, so I add extra cardboard. Otherwise, if it's not over an inch thick, then I can't. I'm not allowed to add tracking. And then it goes by, when you get into tracking and insurance and stuff, it goes by how far you ship it. So the rate increases. If I ship to California, it's a higher rate than if I ship to Wisconsin. And where just standard first class isn't like that. It goes just by the ounce. So there's a lot of considerations, and you know, there's a lot of people that, you know, that little, it doesn't sound like a lot extra, but there are people who just can't afford that option, and I don't want that to go away. So I put a pretty huge statement on my checkout page that says, record number of people are reporting very long delays with some lost packages. Please consider upgrading your shipping to include tracking and insurance. So it's been frustrating. This week, it was just like, it seemed like every day I got somebody saying, I haven't got my package yet. Where is it? You know, and even though it's their choice and they know what, you know, it's very clear. If you choose this option, you will not have tracking, you will not have insurance on your package, meaning we can't do anything to help you. But then, of course, when it does happen and it gets lost, they kind of expect the company to come back and help them anyway. And I understand that, but I put the option there for a reason. And I don't know, I'm just really struggling. I don't want to increase it to like $4 for every package. It's so many of my customers just order one thing, or a few skeins of floss, but a lot of them just order one pattern, and to have to pay $4 or $4.50 shipping on that one pattern, I just don't want to do it. And so if you order from me, you know, take in the problems with the post office. They're real. Some areas have no problems. Other areas, if you go on and you research mail delivery issues in Georgia, there's people that aren't getting their mail for 5 days at a time. No mail for 5 days at a time. And I've noticed delays even just shipping locally. It used to be if I shipped to any town within about a 50-mile radius, they would have it the next day. And now it's 2 and sometimes 3 days. So the changes in the post office are real, and they're affecting every business. So, you know, keep it in mind when you order. And hopefully, you know, I really think that now that the election's over, and when we start getting people recovering from COVID and the new outbreaks going down, I think we'll get back to normal. So we just gotta get through it. And I'm going to adjust this light again. There, that's better. Sorry, trying to experiment with different things, and you know. Okay, so other business topic. Let's see. Last time I talked about how I'm getting ready to start my new stitch-alongs, and I brought up 3 or 4 and got quite a bit of feedback on it. And I've decided on one for sure. I haven't created the Facebook group yet. I'm going to order all the supplies and make sure they're available. But the first stitch-along will be the Wee Ones Long-Legged Birds by Heart and Hand. And I pulled the ones I have. I think I have almost all of them in stock, and I'm getting one more tomorrow. But I'm going to make sure I have at least 7 to 10 of each of these in stock before I open up the Facebook group and set a start date. The nice thing about this is they are super quick stitches. I think you could probably stitch them in a day, and they are inexpensive. The most expensive chart, most of them are like $4.45 or something on my site, and a couple of the newer ones, because the series started a number of years ago, and she's increased the price on some of her charts to $6, and those are $5.35 on my chart on my site. And then each of them calls for a little tiny button pack, and most of them are just one button. So the buttons are like $1.40 or something like that. So and then you can just use a scrap of fabric. So you can get into this stitch along, and then let me see, do they call for DMC floss? No, they call for Weeks Dye Works floss with the DMC option. So if you wanted to really go economically, you could do the DMC option. But let me show you some of them in the series. Now this is the only one that she charted up with the button. This is the Farmhouse Bird. And I don't see a date, but this one comes with this little blue star. And that one, I think on my site, I think it retails for $7, so it would be like $6.30 on the site, but it comes with the button. So that's Farmhouse Bird, Winter Bird, and that one, the button pack includes those 2 snowflakes that you see, and the button packs are extra. Summer Bird, the button pack is the little bee. Autumn Bird, the little 2 flowers or leaves. Valentine Bird with a heart, pink heart. St. Patrick's Bird with the 4-leaf clover button. And the buttons are optional. You don't have to buy those either. Spring Bird with the really cute little dragonfly. Halloween Bird with the little pumpkin. Christmas Bird, and it's got this little gift button as an option. And Stitching Bird with a really cute little spool of thread, single button. And then the other one that I'm out of stock on right now, so I can't show you, is 4th of July Bird. And I'm going to make sure that that's all of them. But this will be a stitch along. I will announce it in one of my upcoming videos. It'll be a group on Facebook that you join, and you can stitch any of these. You can stitch 1, you can stitch 5, you can stitch them all. And then I'm really hoping people finish them so we can see, because they're you know, they're nice. And let's see what the standard size is. 42 by 79 stitches. So super, super fast. I'm sure you can stitch these in a day. And then I'm really hoping we can see all kinds of full finishes. So the reason I like to do series is that, you know, maybe you're only interested in, you know, Summer Bird, and that's the only one you want to do. You'll be able to see all the other ones stitched, and you'll be able to see different fabric choices and different finishing techniques. So I'm really excited about this. As soon as I get the supplies in, so that I have enough that I don't get people joining the group and not being able to get what they want right away, I'll open up the Facebook group, and we'll get that stitch along started. So I'm really excited about that. I'll start it yet this year, I hope. So that is it for business news. So, like I said, we reached 1,000 subscribers. Like, oh my gosh. I add about, I don't know, 50 subscribers a month, but then I also lose about 10. So, you know, it builds pretty slowly, but Cobweb Corner has been on a couple of other people's videos. If you watch Helen D, she often has giveaways by Cobweb Corner, and there's a couple more that have been doing giveaways sponsored by Cobweb Corner, and that helps. And then, you know, the more videos you do, the more people see them and stuff. So this is the rules for the giveaway. You must be 18, because otherwise I can't ask for your address. You must be a subscriber to the channel. You can put your name in for up to 3 of the 10 items, and each one must be a separate comment. So, and I'll talk about that more. So I'm going to have 10 things. Look through them all. Decide which of the 3, or even if you just want 1, and then I will choose, and you can only win 1 item. So if I pull your name twice, you get the whichever one you win first. So the first one up for giveaway is Autumn Bird by Satsuma Street. And this is a brand new pre-owned chart that I purchased from most of these are. They're purchased from a personal collection. Someone sold me their collection. So if you are interested in this one, say I would like to stitch Autumn Bird. You have to use Autumn Bird, and you have to use Autumn Bird or whatever I tell you to use, otherwise I won't be able to find your comment. So that's the first one. The next one is by Threadworks Primitive, and it's called Wintertime. Say I would like to stitch Wintertime. And again, this looks like a brand new chart from a personal collection. This was published in 2013, and let's see, it doesn't have the stitch count on here. Oh, here, 61 by 101. I'd like to stitch Wintertime. Whoa! The next one is a Scarlet House design, and it's called My Gift to Thee. My Gift to Thee. And I want you to say, I would like to stitch my gift, or my gift to thee. Okay, remember, separate comments, and you can have up to 3. The next one is by by You and I and Friends, and it's called Winterberry Hill. Isn't that cute? Winterberry Hill. And say I'd like to stitch Winterberry Hill. Winterberry is Winterberberry, all one word. Okay. Another one by Threadworks Primitives, Hand Touch Sampler, or Hand Tuck Sampler, I'm not sure. It's Handtuch. If you spell touch with O-U-C-H, I'll take it. Isn't that beautiful? So I'd like to stitch Hand Touch Sampler, Handtuch. This is an older chart from a shop that went out of business, so it is new. It's packaging is a little rough, but it's new old stock, and it's by Linda Myers, and it's called Quilts in My Garden. Quilts in My Garden. I'd like to stitch quilts in my garden. This one's a little hard to see, but this is also from the same store that went out of business, so it's new old stock. It's by Margaret and Margaret, and it's called Strawberry Samplers. I'm trying to read the sit on a cushion and sew a fine seam and feed upon strawberries, sugar, and cream. So sit on a cushion and sew a fine seam and feed upon strawberries, sugar, and cream. Let's see. Trying to get the glare out of there. So I'd like to stitch Strawberries, plural, sampler. This one is by Pineberry Lane, and it's called Merry Little Stitches. Isn't that cool? Look at that Santa Claus. Merry Little Stitches by Pineberry Lane. So I'd like to stitch Merry Little Stitches. Another one from Personal Collection that looks brand new, Northern Expressions Needlework, Esther's Waves. I would like to stitch Esther's Waves, and Esther is ESTHER''S. I'd like to stitch Esther's Waves. So remember, you can have 3 comments with 1 I'd like to stitch in each comment. And the last one is by Lori Holt. It's So Emma, Pumpkins for Sale. I'd like to stitch pumpkins for sale. So that is 10 giveaways, a 1 for each 1,000. Thank you, thank you, thank you, you guys. I am so excited. Again, I know it's just a number, but it's an exciting number. It's exciting for me. So, okay, now, last, new inventory. I have a ton of exciting new inventory to show you guys. Sorry, it's down here on the floor. I'm going to be reaching down a couple times. First of all, brand new by, get back up closer to you guys. I scooched away. Oh, sorry. Brand new by Glendon Place. Sir Thomas, look at that. This is the coolest, most colorful chart. And it is stitched, let's see, it is stitched with 30 colors of Sullivan's floss, 14 colors of Rainbow Gallery Petite Silk Lame braid, and 7 colors of beads. So that's the chart, Sir Thomas. And then I've got the pack of Sullivan threads. Now there's a DMC. DMC is also listed, but I think this pack of threads, this is everything you need. 30 skeins, and I think it retails for $12. Don't, if I'm wrong, you know, bear with me. And then let's see, the embellish, or a separate pack for the Rainbow Gallery. Is it Rainbow? Yes, Rainbow Gallery threads. You see all those. And let's see, the bead pack. So this one can be a little bit of a ka-ching, but not as bad as one of the other ones I have coming up. So all these are optional. You can get the, you know, if you like the chart, you can get it and save it for later. You can, like I said, use the DMC conversion, and there is a DMC conversion for the Rainbow Gallery threads, but she has a pretty good statement about you will not get the same effect. Obviously, I mean, you know, look at the sparkle and stuff in those. Your DMCs aren't going to be the same. So that is brand new, just released. Another one just released from the Flower Mandala series by Glendon Place is Rosacea, the Rose Mandala. Can you just say, wow, that is just beautiful. And, you know, I don't really like this picture. I think the picture is a lot darker than the way it's going to be. That comes with an optional. The model was stitched with Dinky Dyes silks, and there is a pack. This is quite expensive. I think it's $50 or around $50. You get 15 skeins, and so maybe it's more than that, because each one, I think a Dinky Dye skein is like $6 or $7 a skein or something like that. No, that can't be right. Check my website. I can't remember. But that's optional. You can do it in DMC. She provides the DMC conversion. And then it comes with embellishment pack, which includes Sullivan's threads that are used for back stitching and attaching beads. And oh, there's only 2 packs of beads, so there's not a ton of beads. So that is brand new release by Glendon Place. And she has other flower mandalas in the series too, so if you like those, check those out. And then she has a Hungarian folk art series, and this is the 3rd, and this is by far my favorite. This is, it's just called Hungarian Folk Art number 3. But look at that. Isn't that such a unique take on a Christmas tree? But really, you know, you could have this up all year. But, you know, if you really want to do something colorful and not your standard Christmas tree, this is so cool. It's got the birds in there and just bright colors, and this is stitched in sulky threads. And we have the thread pack available. So these are 12 weight, and I believe you use, it says use only 1 thread of floss over 2 threads of fabric when stitching on 21 count. So look at those bright colors. Aren't those beautiful? And then there is a, bead pack available. Those are all optional. You can stitch in Sullivan's or DMC or Anchor. She provides the conversion for all 3. So those are 3 brand new releases from Glendon Place with the optional embellishment packs. Super, super excited. Brand new release by Cricket Collection. Wickedy. Isn't she crazy? And look at this. Look at this frog balloon. It's like so cool. I don't know if I'm going to do this. I have so many brand new releases. Let's see, I'll save that one. Brand new from Stony Creek, Very Merry Tricycle. And, you know, I love it when they put little details that you really don't need. And I love this little mouse with, like, looks like it's blowing in the wind, even though the tricycle's not moving. And then the puppies and the kitty. So that is so cute. And Addie's Angel by Cricut Collection, brand new release. You could stitch just the angel with the flower dress, or you can stitch the whole chart and include, it's got room for a name and date to use as a birth, new baby gift. And then it also includes that heart-shaped angel on the side, and that's called Autumn Angel. So that's new by Cricut Collection. And new by Paradise Stitchery, Every Day is a Gift Called the Present. And look at that peacock, and look at that sun. I love the sun added in there. And I was looking through this chart, and let's see, they use the DMC's A12 floss for the peacock. So it's a normal DMC, Gentle Arts, and Weeks Dye Works floss, but then they use the new A12 floss for the peacock to give it extra shine. So I just love that. I really like the sun, and I like how it's not just a straight yellow. It's got that, mix of colors. And every day is a gift. Wake up every day and think about that. Fall into Autumn. This is brand new by Jeanette Douglas. And it uses 3 specialty stitches for the band along the bottom. This part here is beginner level, cross stitch, and then you've got just 3 specialty stitches. Brand new by Sue Hillis, Something Wicked, Box and Smalls. And I would love to see this one stitched up, this coffin-shaped box. Isn't that cool? So you get this design, this one, and this one, which is this big long banner here. And then there's assembly instructions for all 3. And along with that, she also came out with Something Wicked 2, as in TOO, banner and Biscornu. And that banner is just really, really cool. So those are brand new releases. And I'm going to have a mess. Okay, hang on, I got more. Kitty and Me came out with 3 new designs in the Colorful series. These are so cool. I cannot wait to stitch. Now we have a stitch along for the Colorful series. I'll post that below, but it's a Facebook group, and you can stitch anything. Colorful cats, colorful bunnies, owls, eagles, lion, and butterflies, did I say butterflies? And now Christmas trees. So this is Colorful Christmas Trees Evergreen, more traditional but whimsical. And then Peppermint, I think this is my favorite. And these are stitched all in DMC with 2 colors of Kreinik. And the last one is Winterberry. These are just amazing. Now, if you join any of my stitch-alongs, the members only get a members only coupon for a small discount on the charge that are included in that stitch-along. So if you like those and you want to join the stitch-along, and participate in that, join the Facebook group, which will be below, and you'll see the discount code in there. Now, I am so excited about this one. I'm going to say that a lot. This is by Joan Elliott, her brand new Christmas Eve sampler. And this is a companion piece to the All Hallows Eve sampler. Can you just say, wow, I look at this tree, look at Santa's sleigh up above, the Christmas alphabet, the village down below, the snowmen, and you could stitch this panel, you could stitch this panel, you could stitch just the alphabet. You could do it in a different color other than black. It's just amazing. So it only calls for 2 colors of DMC. You need 11 skeins of 310 and 1 skein of 321. But then you need, let's see, doesn't say what color it is. Krynic braid number 28. I don't know what color that is, but that would be the bright yellow. It's done in Krynic. But you could do it in DMC too. You wouldn't get the same effect, but isn't that just so cool? And this, I ordered 6 copies of this, and I sold 3 the first day. So I'll probably be ordering more of those. Now I have in stock Spread Joy in the Secret Santa series, and Jingle All the Way in the Secret Santa series. And on my site, on a lot of sites, if you want to buy the little holly berry ornament for the bottom for finishing, you have to buy a pack of 9. On my site, you can buy just 1. So if you don't want to stitch all 9, you don't need to buy, because 9 of them are $27. I think on my site they're $2.80 a piece. And you can just add 1 when you buy the chart. So you know, you can buy 9 if you want, but if you don't want to stitch the entire series. Now, the thing about this series is if you buy all 8, everyone includes part of a 9th pattern. So if you want the 9th pattern, you have to buy the other 8. But those 2 are now in stock. Set Free Pin Keep. There is a floss tuber who just stitched this or is gonna stitch this, and I cannot remember who she is. She's a really popular floss tuber, but I love this. I love the cage, the bird leaving the cage with the other bird on the key. Okay, I'm back. I started to think that maybe I didn't, that I already showed these last week, but I had to go back and look at my video and see, but I didn't. So this is Ladies Made. This is not a new release. But it's one I had never had in stock, and it's by Plum Street Samplers. It says, "When nature fails and day and night divide thy works no more, my ever grateful heart, O Lord, thy mercy shall adore." And there, it has a little history. It says, traditionally, a lady's maid was higher ranking than a housemaid in that her duties involved helping the lady of the house with her clothing, makeup, jewelry, and hairdressing. She would also sew and mend for her lady, but would never be expected to sweep or dust. She was hired by the lady of the house rather than the housekeeper, and her social status was slightly elevated due to her position. And there's 50 of them, all with different dresses. So that's in stock. And then I got 2 more of the Needle Bling B series, and I'm considering having this be a stitch along too. I got Be Mine and Be Merry, and I think there are 6 or 7 in this series, but I haven't decided on that as a stitch along yet. New to me, 1,000 Hills by Plum Street Sampler. This is from 2017. It says, "The fowls above the Lord doth know, the earth with wonder he fills. The beasts of the forest belong but to him, and the cattle on 1,000 hills." That's beautiful. Then new to me is Sail at the Bubbling Cauldron. And new by Kathy Barrick, Western Witch. A Swiss Proverb by Plum Street Sampler, and this is older, 2007. And it says, "Shared joy is double joy, but shared sorrow is half sorrow." Bon Appetit by the Cross-Eyed Cricket. And that's an older chart too, but I never had it in stock. Another older one by Plum Street Samplers that I never had in stock was Buttons Black. Hiss and clack, bruin is brack, pointed boots with buttons black. That is from, it does not, 2011, but I never had that in stock. For some reason I ordered 4 of those. Keep Calm and Marry On by Amy Brukin from 2017. These are all new. Brand new, released by Joan Elliott. Christmas Christmas Magic. Is she gorgeous or what? Cup of Happy, You Are My Warm Cocoa by Amy Brukin. And the Ladies Garden Journal, Solomon Seal. And With the Needle by Lila's Studio. So it says flower, I had to see if I could read it or not. Sorry for that little silence there. Flowers, plants, and fishes, beasts, birds, flies, and bees, hills, dales, plains, pastures, skies, seas, rivers, and trees. There's nothing near at hand or farthest sought, but with the needle may be shaped and wrought. And that's really cool because it's saying you can recreate anything with a needle. And then it's got the seas, the plains, you know, a farm, all these things that have been recreated with needle. So that is really an amazing sampler. More. Oh, goodness. Whoop, there we dropped some. Seasons Spring by Lila's Studio. Isn't that, I just love the colors in that. It's got the little Easter eggs. If you didn't want to have the Easter eggs, you wouldn't have to put those in, and you could have it just for seasonal for spring. Here, the bee comes. The flower doesn't dream of the bee. It blooms and the bee comes. Isn't that beautiful? Heartstring Samplery, Sow Seeds of Love. Little House Needleworks, The Hive. And Little House, or Country Cottage Needleworks. I always get these mixed up. I don't know if they're like the same company, different parts of the same company or what, but the charts are so close that I always get them mixed up. Country Cottage Needleworks, Bayside Bungalows. And it says Summer Rentals at the bottom. Marianne Diaper, 1826 sampler by Hands Across the Sea. Look at those colors of pink in there. I don't know if I can read it. It says, learn, little maid, each useful art which may adorn thy youth. Learn to improve thy tender heart in virtue, grace, and truth. Shun every vice with studious care. Each female folly flee. That every grace with crown the fair may all attend on thee. That's kind of written a little bit weird and hard to read. Marianne Diaper is my name, and in this I wrought the same, and by this you plainly see what care my parent took of me, aged 8 years. Can you imagine? Can you imagine doing that at age 8 years? I don't even get that. I mean, I can't, it would be like so hard. That's amazing. Let's see. We've got Friends and Family Gather Here by Imaginating. That's brand new. The Stitching Patch by Sue Hillis. That's brand new. Release. And I think that's it. So that's a lot of new inventory, and I have a ton more to add. So thanks for sticking with me, everybody. This week, until my next video, we have no plans. My husband and I, like I said, we are just staying home. I think my husband wants to give me another haircut, but you know, because I kind of need one. I want a haircut. I've had my haircut once since February, and of course not dyed. And he cut it for me before, but he cut it really crooked. And I've tried to trim it up, but you can still see like this part's way shorter than this part. So I don't know. He says, well, don't you trust me? And I said, no. Not after the last time, but we'll see. I think I've given him 5 haircuts, and we're gonna do the 6th one, I think, tonight maybe. He really needs it. So so that's new and different since COVID. So anyway, next video I will announce the 10 winners, so get your entries in for that. If you have questions on that, contact me. And happy stitching, everybody. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Come on. Good girl. No, pick it up. All the way. Good girl.